Well, how we doing tonight? It's Random John, sponsored tonight by Knob Creek. Yeah, I wish. You imagine a disabled veteran, retired Army diesel mechanic being sponsored by a liquor? That'd be fucking awesome. But it might not be sponsored, but it certainly is fueled by Knob Creek and a little thought. I spent a little too much time in my head, and I watched a video earlier. A guy was, I don't know, he was talking something about these mechanics, and he was sponsored by some boot company, and whatever. And I got to thinking about it, and really, one set of boots doesn't fit this industry. Okay, so what's as the thumbnail says, what's the best boot for a diesel mechanic? Well, that really depends on you. I got a few laid out here, and I'm going to start over here. It's what I used to wear, and I still wear them occasionally when I'm feeling young and spry. It's a good old pair of Carolinas. Great boot, really is. Uninsulated, logger heel. Let me show you this frickin' heel. Okay. Up here in the north, we call that a logger heel. Now, I don't even know loggers that really wear these that often anymore. But for some reason, new people coming into the diesel industry, the diesel mechanic industry, they like them logger heels. I don't know if it's, it's their first pair of boots or something. I don't know. They think they look cool and whatever, and that's great. So that's how you're going to notice when you go into a new shop. That's how you're going to notice the younger guys, the guys that have been in this less than probably 5 years. And I know that there's some exceptions out there, and some guys really do love them logger heels. But they wreck your back. And you're going to get the guys with all the piss and vinegar, all right, wearing the logger heels. And they think they know fucking everything, all right. That's not necessarily a bad thing. A little bit of confidence in this industry is it's needed. You have to have it, okay? But that's how you're gonna notice the up and comers, all right? Them logger heels. The next set of up and comers, in my opinion now, okay, and I don't live in Texas. I did live in Texas when I was in the military. Slip-on cowboy boots. Now, I know a lot of guys wear these as diesel mechanics. They work in the oil fields and whatever, and they're accustomed to those. I don't know. I didn't get enough support from them, so I don't know. Just didn't wear them. All right. I really got nothing else to say for that. I don't think in our industry, in our region in Maine, that slip-on cowboy boots is really the proper boot to wear. Now, I left a slot right here for my favorite pair of boots. It's the ones I wore for 22 years, and that's combat boots. Okay, I was a Bradley mechanic by MOS in the Army for 22 years. What that afforded me was the opportunity to see the caliber of young soldiers and leaders that wore that same boot. Okay. At one point, when I was still in a motor pool, I had just about 100 mechanics. Some of them were armament guys working on weapons. Some were electronics guys, welders, diesel mechanics, heavy track mechanics, light wheel mechanics, you name it, AC guys, whatever, and they all wore the same boot. And I don't think that that's necessarily right. It was a different Each one of those MOSs, hold on while I gather my thoughts. Each one of those MOSs had a different mentality. I grew up a heavy track guy, and there wasn't anything we wouldn't do outside. We didn't care. We'd do it in the mud, you know, whatever. But you got some electronics guys wearing the same boots, okay, working inside in the air conditioner. Those are smart guys working inside in the air conditioner. So that leads me to my current pair of boots. And the reason that I'm doing this video is I'm getting ready to go back into shop environment, hopefully. I don't know, I'll find out next week maybe. And I was thinking about, I probably ought to get a new pair of boots. Okay, these ones are about 6 months old. You can see that toe is gone. All right. So do I want the same pair of boots? Well, I'm going to tell you, this low heel, leather, slightly insulated. I think it's got 4 mils of something in it, insulate or something. These are Carolinas. They provide some more comfort, so I'm not worried about my back. I'm not worried about you know, any of that, and walking on concrete and whatever. Now, when I worked in an independent shop, I wore these boots. When I worked at a dealership as a service manager, I wore these boots. And then at a different dealership as a nighttime diesel tech, I wore those same boots. So really the point is, what's your service manager wearing for boots? What's your young guys at your shop, what are they wearing for boots? Not everybody can wear the same set of boots. Okay, you got to wear your boots. You got to figure out where you fit in. All right. This is kind of an analogy that spins off my last video of tooling. You know, who needs certain tooling for certain types of jobs and so on and so forth. What I really thought about, so the guy that posted that video that I spoke about earlier, and I know I'm rambling, I'm going in circles, but cheers. That guy that I watched that video earlier, he was talking about why people are getting out of the industry or yada yada something. And, you know, real smart guy, I guess. Yeah, he was talking about pay and this and that. And I got to thinking about it, you know, and all you can do in this industry is wear your boots. You're not wearing the next guy's boots. You're not wearing somebody else's boots. You're wearing your boots. If you see a kid with the logger heels, guess what? He's worried about what you make per hour, how many weeks of vacation you get, how much seniority you have over him and who he has seniority over, and so on and so forth. Okay? And that's not everybody. That's not everybody that wears a logger heel. But really, I just want to make this video and make sure that, you know, the best pair of boots for a diesel mechanic is your boots. The only person that's going to fill your shoes is you. Don't worry about what other people are doing. Don't worry about what they're making for money. All right? And if you don't like where you work and you want to chase some money, you know, that's up to you. You can certainly do that, and as you gain experience, you'll end up doing that. There are very, very few people in this industry that stay with the first shop they ever started at. And they typically move because they want some more money in the same field, okay? Or maybe they want to move from automotive to diesel. You don't see a lot of guys moving from diesel to automotive, but it happens too. So, what are your thoughts? What kind of boots do you wear? What kind of technician or mechanic are you? Are you one that worries about what everybody's getting paid? I worked at an independent shop, and there was a guy there, and geez, I'd love to call him out. All he gave a shit about was who was making this and who was making what. And the guy was nothing but drama. You know what he wore? Biker boots. Who wears biker boots in a shop, right? I should have seen that coming. And that's all he cared about. Who's been there longer, and who this and who that, and whatever. The only thing you need to worry about is your boots and what they're doing and where they're walking, okay, and where they're taking you. That's all that matters. All right, so I gotta go get me a new pair of boots tomorrow. And you fellas have a nice night. And remember, just let me know, what kind of boots do you wear? And you can tell me really what kind of boots you wear. That's cool too. But let me know what kind of shoes you walk in. All right. Do you care about what people make? Do you care about how long somebody's been somewhere or what they've done? All right. Every new guy that walks through the door tells you their resume. Okay. So that's all I got to say. One more time. You wear your boots, not the other guys. Have a nice night. Have a drink with me.